Show?
Yeah, I've been knowing Howard Stern since he was in D.C.
So you know
since
what
I was in my single digits.
Dave Chappelle is here. He's a real funny comic. There's Dave Chappelle, funny guy. Oh yeah, yeah, you did play Robin in that sketch.
Yeah.
I just remembered that sketch.
I seen you in Montreal, man.
But one time in his life, he had to play the part of a woman.
Yeah. Only for my buddy, though.
Hey, Dave, you were the guy in Nutty Professor, the first one.
With the big teeth and the hair.
Yeah, I didn't even recognize you. I guess they dialed you up so much, I didn't even know that was you. You're the one who, like, goofs on Eddie Murphy in the audience.
Right. But I had to, man. I had to, like, disguise myself, because I do stand up.
Right.
You don't want, you know.
You don't want to be tagged as that guy.
Right.
Yeah, and then everybody starts doing it to you.
Right, and then everyone wants to be Buddy Love.
Right.
I mean, I walk down the street, your mother's a bitch. Like, man, you know, this is a movie.
Yeah, you don't want. Yeah, they start fighting with you and saying stuff about your mother. Right.
Yeah.
So.
He also was in that Mel Brooks film that was, you know, the send-up of Robin Hood.
The Robin Hood, yeah. That was like one of my first ones.
Yeah.
I need the money, Howard. I seen your mind working.
I would have done it too.
Yeah.
I understand. And what was that? What was it on MTV? You played Robin.
On MTV. Remember that?
Elon Gold.
Elon Gold.
Right. That was funny. You were Robin, and they put big balloons in your chest so you'd have.
Yeah.
bosom.
See, you're a hard person to parody though, like.
Right.
Especially for a dude.
Right.
You know.
Here's a good.
I thought you did a good job.
All right, just a couple balloons.
Here's a joke I heard on the internet. I'm just reading this because I want to get rid of the piece of paper. I thought it was kind of witty. Years ago, 100 white men chasing one black man across a field was called the Ku Klux Klan. Today, it's called the PGA Tour.
Oh,
See? That's a little
Very
play
good,
on that.
very
Now, that's a remix of a Dick Gregory joke.
That's right. You see, it all comes back again.
See, you go back to comedy history. You know your history.
Yeah. I listen to that stuff.
By the way, Dave is 27 years old, a hot comedian on HBO.
He's really 27?
The reason I say
That's the real deal.
the reason I say he's 27 is because he grew up in Washington D.C. and when we were on the radio in Washington D.C., he remember the TV commercials we ran when we first got there, where my parents had bags over their heads.
Oh
yeah, Howard Stern's parents.
Yeah,
and bags on there. I remember.
Dave was just a little kid when he saw those.
Is that right?
He remembers
all
them.
that stuff.
Yeah. We look younger than you. That's the funny thing.
It's that showbiz, man.
That's showbiz. You live in the rough life. What do? You party a lot and everything? Are you one of those guys that is taking advantage of your newfound fame?
Nah, I can't. See, my girlfriend is pregnant. So.
Yeah, what is with that? I mean, what is that?
Doesn't anybody have a wife anymore? It used to be my wife is pregnant.
Where did you get this girlfriend?
In Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn. Is that right?
Yeah, I met her in New York.
You can't. She's not a white chick, is she?
No.
That would look bad. Eddie Murphy and all them would.
No. She's Filipino, which is like neutral.
Oh, Filipino.
Yeah, that's neutral.
Oh, that's almost a white woman.
No, that's neutral. They the black Asians.
That's when you want a white woman, but you say, I'll go over here.
Right.
No.
Exactly.
Walk the
Filipino
line.
from Brooklyn, man. That's like.
Does she speak English?
Yeah, she don't speak Tagalog. She speak only English.
That's not one of those girls you sent over
You
from
didn't buy her.
the Philippines. You pay her
Buy
father.
her from a
No,
magazine.
I didn't order her out there, man. That's Saganese whores.
Let me ask you a couple questions though. But when you work with Eddie Murphy, did he want to show you his feet or see your feet? Remember this?
Oh, man.
You think that's all bull?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Eddie's cool, man. He was cool with me.
He was.
He just low-key on the set.
Right.
But you gotta understand, man, I don't hang out with Hollywood people. I just work.
Oh, I don't believe that.
No, I'm serious. I just work there.
You do not have any famous friends. Eddie Murphy did not
You've
pal
been
around.
over to the
I wouldn't
house?
say, nah, I've never
You're
been
not
to
part
any
of a
famous,
rat pack.
famous dudes. I don't go to their houses. I don't.
Tupac, did you know him at all?
I'd see him out. I'd see him around.
Didn't were you involved in some kind of gunfight? Like, in other words, you were you were working in a club, and then Tupac got involved in a gunfight.
At the Comedy Store.
Right.
At the Comedy Store. Eddie Griffin was on stage. I don't know what happened. Because I was upstairs. You know how the Comedy Store got 3 rooms. I'm upstairs, and then people just started running up. So we were like, what's going on down there? And we went down there, and it was like a all-out Old Western bar fight. I seen Tupac throwing chairs. The Tretch was whipping somebody, and then there was a stampede. It was like you either fighting or running. And then the cops pulled up, and they shot up the police car. Not the rappers, but just the crowd.
Right.
It was at a comedy club.
It was like the OK Corral.
Yeah, it's the new deal, man.
And you're just trying to make a living.
Yeah.
Right. So it becomes dangerous. Tupac, wherever he went, there was trouble.
Yeah, but you see, that's the thing. You never know in L.A. who started what. L.A. is crazy like that.
Yeah, right. So you try to just stay out of that. You don't get involved in gang warfare. You didn't grow up with gangs and things like that.
I don't want Mike talking about me. I keep it low-key.
Right. I understand that. But you must be disappointed in the new Nutty Professor. You weren't in that one. The Clumps. They didn't put you in that movie.
Eddie played everything in that.
Right. He
He didn't need anybody else.
Yeah, I couldn't get in there.
Right.
It was like Eddie Murphy and Janet Jackson. And
Right. Now, you started a comedy at a young age. At 15, you took a bus up to the Apollo Theater to perform, right? That was your first experience in show business.
Yes.
And you got booed off the stage.
I was booed. They booed me like I was white.
Like you were a white man. You were booed like a white man.
I'm just kidding.
No,
Oh,
that's
come
true,
on,
though.
guys.
A lot of white guys go up there
Yeah,
and do get booed
they
off.
get ready to boo the white guys.
That's right. You have to work extra hard if you're white at the Apollo Theater. So you thought it was a lock. You're a black man. You're going to tell a few jokes.
But how would you start off at the Apollo?
It went bad from the get.
Right. So then what did you do? You didn't give up. You didn't say, hey, I'm horrible. You went and you started working these small comedy clubs?
Yeah. Well, see, getting booed off stage was good for you.
Right. It
A lot
knocked
of
some
comedians,
sense.
a lot of comedians get scared to bomb. They don't take no chances after that.
Right.
But if you bomb that bad, you're like, man, it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, you can just do whatever.
I can live through that.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. I mean, everybody screaming up there. Hey, kids booing you, everybody.
And what are you going to do when this baby is born? Are you going to
Are you
marry
marrying this
Filipino
girl?
gal?
See, this is a good question.
Does she want to get
actually,
married?
Yeah, we got plans on getting married.
You're in love?
Yeah, man.
And you don't look at other women?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a man. I'm going to look at other women
But you're
sometime.
willing to, for the rest of your life, not have sex?
No, he's probably like you.
See, I can't think about
What,
it.
he's going to get divorced?
It's the private part. Let me ask you this. Do you think you would have made it being single? Now, think about this for real. Do you think you would have made it being a single man?
Well, gee, I would like to think that I had some talent and that perhaps I would have made it.
But talent,
you like to think
talent
that.
and focus are two different things.
I hear what
That's
you're
right.
saying. I don't
Talent
think
and
I would have.
focus.
I don't think I would have been as focused. You're right.
In fact, Chris Rock credits his marriage with his superstardom.
That's not what
You
he
know-
told me.
No. Right here on this stage, he
I don't
said.
care what he said in public.
He said the reason he wasn't very funny on Saturday Night Live
Right.
was because he was busy.
Yeah, well, he's had time to rethink that whole stance.
Yeah, going out kills it, man. Going
Right,
out,
it does. Well, I got to tell you though, even though I'm single now, every night during the week I live like a monk.
That's not true.
I'm focused. I
hear
don't
that
go out.
That's not true.
I do not go out
Well,
there.
you're single with
You can hear
married
whatever you
man
want.
habits. You're single with married man
Yes, I
habits.
am. That
And
is-
you know, Mike. You know what's out there.
Right. I know.
You know,
I know
the
what's going
booty's-
on.
The booty's a booby trap now.
It is.
It's the booty
It's not
trap.
safe out
It
there.
could throw off your focus, and also, you could get a lot of different things. So you're saying that you would just stay focused and get married to this Filipino girl,
Yes,
and that's going to be your life,
that's going to be my ticket. You got to think of these women like frequent flyer miles.
right?
You know what I mean? Now, if you're doing nice things for this girl, nice things for that girl, it never adds up. You got to get all your miles on one airline.
One airline.
You know what I mean?
That's one way to think of
Yeah,
it.
I never looked at it that way.
yeah, the other girls, there's nothing to it, man.
Now you had a chance at superstardom. Fox gave you a television deal. You developed a sitcom for them, and you walked away from the whole thing because they wanted to change one of the characters to a white person.
Yeah, not one. There was a woman I was living with in the show.
Oh, they were going to give you a white woman to live
Yeah,
with.
now who wants to see me? Even the Jewish lady in Mississippi don't want to see me live with no white woman.
That's a sure
on
turnoff.
television. Yeah,
You knew that was a bad idea.
In other words, they were going to make it an interracial show, make it all about interracial marriage or something.
nah, because it wasn't like I was married to the girl on the show.
You were roommates?
Were you?
Yeah,
see-
it was a thing like a guy comes to the city and you gotta live with her.
was she hot? The woman?
She was cool. Yeah.
Who was the
Tracy-
white woman?
The white woman never got a chance. I
Who
quit.
was the black
she
woman?
was never cast.
It was Tracy Villar.
Was she a
know.
Playboy Playmate?
Nah, she's acting.
Was she fine?
Yeah, she's cute.
Nice ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So, and then when they wanted to replace her with a white woman, you stood up to them and said, "No way."
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
That was it.
Yeah, I mean, because what's going to happen is just by bringing it up. If I do it, I don't get the show I want. If I don't do it,
But wouldn't you have been embarrassed if your friend saw you on a TV show with a white woman? It would not.
I could never go to a barbershop again.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Yeah, you can't live with a white woman.
Right, and you're working hard. I mean, you really do. You hardly vacation, right? You don't even vacation.
Well, I went on one vacation this year. It took me a while to figure out where I wanted to go. I wanted to go someplace different. I was going to go to Cuba at first.
Cuba?
Well, I met this girl, man. I asked her, what's it like in Cuba? And she's like, the people in my country are so poor. I know women who have sex with men just for chocolate.
So it seemed like a good place to
Yeah,
go.
I booked tickets for the day after Halloween. I'm going
So you
Cuba
have
with
lots
a
of
bag.
By the
of
way,
candy.
the Philippines is a lot like that too.
Oh, that's what they say.
Yeah, that's why you got that
But
woman.
she's from Brooklyn.
And you guys live in Brooklyn now?
Nah, I'm living in Ohio.
You live in Ohio.
Well, that's a commute.
I got a farm. I got a 65-acre farm.
You are kidding me.
I'm staying away from Mike, man.
What is that about?
What is it about? I got 30 acres of cropland. I open my window and this white dude's raking everywhere. I can't get enough.
You like that?
Yeah, it's quiet out there, man. You know. I mean, I'm always in New York, L.A., and then I'm always traveling on the road. I get like 3-4 days a week.
And you live out on this farm?
Yeah, I just chill out, man. Watch cable, listen to radio.
Someone told me you study a lot, like you're a scholar or something.
No,
study history.
Yeah, from television.
Right.
I saw a thing about Hitler on something.
Oh, you watch the History Channel.
Oh, the History Channel. You don't study history.
That's nothing.
You're just watching the History Channel.
I get the Cliff Notes, man.
Every channel, everything.
The all Hitler channel.
Well, everything in the history. The only thing in history is Hitler.
That's the only
interesting thing.
That was a bad dude to walk the earth.
What did you think of him?
Hitler? Well,
yeah.
He killed 6 million Jewish people. I think it's safe to say he did not like Jews.
Right. You could say that.
I think it's a fair assumption that he didn't like blacks, although we didn't really make his speeches.
That's right.
Yeah, but he never put black people in concentration camps.
No, he didn't. So maybe he's all right for you.
Nah, I doubt that. Do you think he could?
I don't think he would have liked black people.
No, the black people would have went straight to the ovens.
Yeah. You know, all you gotta do is put a DJ in the camp and hand out flyers.
You don't.
Something's going on to camp.
You don't need concentration to know the black people would have been marched right in.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even have to concentrate. But, so I think Hitler would have been... The only thing good you could say about Hitler is he really could get people to march. I mean, some of those marches were unbelievable.
And he made a nice uniform.
He was crazy, man. He had syphilis.
Did he really?
That's what they say. They say that syphilis was eating Hitler's brains up.
Oh, is that an excuse?
Oh, he was okay until the syphilis got to him.
He was a painter. He was a painter until he got syphilis.
That guy's insane.
It was the syphilis.
In a way, you're smart to live out in Ohio because, you know, in the black community, there's a lot of trouble with the police and things like this. And out in Ohio, you probably never have to call 911.
Yeah, I wouldn't call them. I mean, black people don't call police, man.
They don't?
I would say that's a white thing. You can get shot and you'll call a friend before you call the 911.
Really?
Yeah, man. Well, see, it's different than like white people call the police for anything. Hello, police. My neighbor's music is too loud. All this stuff.
Right.
I never call the police.
Never.
They tape the phone calls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want something bad to happen to me. They play my 911 tape on the news. I say anything.
Right.
If I'm scared.
Right.
I don't have to explain myself to my buddies.
Yeah, you sound like a real pussy.
Yeah.
Right.
You gonna cry and
crying.
Look at what's a figure skater's husband. And she beat up her husband, and he called.
Tanya Harding?
Help! She's beating me. You know how much trouble man got beat, and to make a telephone call like that.
Right. Well, anyway, so here you are. You're living in Ohio. You got the HBO special. Looks like your career is focused.
Yeah,
maybe it's smart you're getting married.
You took the Filipino girl to Ohio.
She likes it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those Filipinos love Ohio.
Love a fun.
Yeah, that's why they come to this country, so they can live in Ohio.
Oh.
And you're gonna have the kids soon, and then you're gonna be.
Do you know if it's a girl or a boy?
Oh yeah, I do. I'm not supposed to say.
Is that right?
I'm not supposed to talk.
Are you
about
going to be one of those parents that lets your kids watch anything on TV, go on the internet, and all that? Or
hell no. I mean, listen, man. I used to watch a lot of TV growing up, but it's detrimental. You ever watch like a cartoon you used to watch as an adult?
Yes.
Like the Pepe Le Pew?
Yeah.
He's a funny guy, right?
Right. I always liked Pepe Le Pew.
And then you watch him as an adult, and you're like, good God, what kind of rapist is this guy?
He's a rapist.
Take it easy, Pepe. Put the booty down. She don't like it.
He actually sexually harassed all the other skunks.
Every skunk.
Every skunk. So you're going to let the kids watch whatever they want?
No.
No.
You would not.
I ain't gonna keep. I'll watch TV in the other room. I ain't gonna.
And this is a dream now for you because you grew up in Washington D.C. That's a poor neighborhood, right?
Yeah, but see, I didn't grow up in like the hood. Quote.
Right.
You know what I mean? I went to the ghetto a few times. One time I went with a white friend of mine.
You wanted to see the ghetto?
Yeah, we was buying some weed, but
right. Field trip.
Yeah, he was scared of it. Oh my God, Dave, is this area cool? Like, man, I'm scared too. It's a ghetto.
What do you want from me?
I see the same thing you see. Just because I'm black doesn't mean I'm comfortable here. It's dangerous.
Not every black man is comfortable in the ghetto.
Nah,
I don't think any black.
Yeah, I don't think the people that live in the ghetto are comfortable there.
Got any sense?
That's some circumstances.
So white people just would assume you could be the tour guide through the ghetto and they'd be safe.
Yeah, you ain't gonna see on Clarence Thomas in the hood. Like,
right.
I'm completely accepted here.
Right, exactly. Well, Dave, I look forward to your HBO comedy special. I think you're funny as hell.
Man, thanks for having me, guys. Good to see you again, Jack.
And good luck with that foreign chick. I hope things work out.
She's from Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's about as foreign as it gets.
So how'd everything go in there, Dave?
It was cool, man.
It wasn't that painful?
Nah, I've done radio before, but never like this, man. I didn't know what to expect, but it was real cool.
All right, Dave, thanks for coming down.
You guys, thanks for having me.
Good luck with your HBO special.
Hey, thanks. Everybody watch my special if you get a chance.
All right.
Me and my family.
What's the name of your special?
It's called Killing Them Softly, which speaks of the cadence of it. You know, if a comic does good, he says, I killed him. So I'm killing them softly.
How old were you when you made your first TV development deal?
19. My mother and my grandmother were freaked out. You know, I was the first person in my family not to go to college that had not been a slave.
Right.
So I was really breaking from tradition, and it was like a graduation lunch we were having, and they had my dad come and talk to me, and my dad takes me outside, and he's like, listen, and this is some advice that applies to all you acting students. He says, to be an actor is a lonely life. Everybody wants to make it, and you might not make it. And I said to my dad, well, that depends on what making it is, Dad. He was a smart-ass kid.
Yeah.
It depends on what making it is, Dad. He says, what do you mean? I said, well, you're a teacher. I said, if I could make a teacher salary doing comedy, I think that's better than being a teacher. And he started laughing. He said, if you keep that attitude, I think you should go. He said, but name your price in the beginning. If it ever gets more expensive than the price you name, get out of there. Mm-hmm. Thus, Africa. Oh, man. Yeah, you guys are going to learn a lot tonight.
What can they learn?
You know, like, you guys are students now, so you're idealists, but you don't know about where art and corporate interests meet yet. Just prepare to have your heart broken. Like, in a way. You see him laughing, that evil laugh? Because he knows, man, and everybody laughs at me, but just get your Africa tickets ready, baby, because it's coming. It's coming. You have no idea.
When Martin Lawrence was in that chair, we talked about Blue Streak.
I love that dude.
He played a role in your life, I believe. How do you feel about him as a person, as an artist?
Martin Lawrence is the guy that showed everybody you can make it from D.C. to Hollywood. And I had a personal stake in his success. Every time he did something, it made me feel inspired and really good. And he was always real nice to me. He'd sit me down, what's going on with you, baby boy? What? We'd talk about comedy, whatever. And, you know, when we did Blue Streak, we were promoting it, and Martin had a stroke. He almost died. And then after that, I saw him, and I was like, oh, my God, Martin, are you okay? And he said, I got the best sleep I ever got in my life. That's how tough he is. So let me ask you this. What is happening in Hollywood that a guy that tough will be on the street waving a gun, screaming, they are trying to kill me?
Yeah.
What's going on? Why is Dave Chappelle going to Africa? Why does Mariah Carey make a $100 million deal and take her clothes off on TRL? A weak person cannot get to sit here and talk to you. Ain't no weak people talking to you. So what is happening in Hollywood? Nobody knows. The worst thing to call somebody is crazy, is dismissive. I don't understand this person, so they're crazy. That's bullshit. These people are not crazy. They're strong people. Maybe the environment is a little sick. Oh, I'm dropping dimes tonight. I've had a long year, Mr. Lipton.
We're on our way. What did you mean, Dave, when you described your father's death in 1998 as the beginning of a terrible decline?
I was 23 when I was doing Half Baked. I was getting ready to turn 24. And I was going through all the things that a dude goes through when it goes from one level to the next. I was starring in a movie that I wrote. So things start getting crazy around you.
Yeah.
And my 24th birthday was coming on August the 24th, and I said, this is going to be a big one. And the morning that I turned 24, phone rang, and my sister was like, Dad had a stroke. For the next year, I watched my father teeter on life and death. And it was just all this stuff, man. Like Dad was down, the Half Baked didn't come out the way I wanted it to come out. I was real upset about that. Because it was a real cool script, and then I saw it, I was like, hey man, you made a weed movie for kids. And it wasn't for kids, a script, you know. It was all these things, so much pressure. Africa. Then I was in Ohio. I get a call on my cell phone from Hollywood. I'm like, hello, Hollywood. They're like, hello, Dave. They're like, that pilot you did for Fox, looks like they want to pick it up. We need you to come out because they want to meet with you. And I was like, well, listen, I can't really come out right now. Got a real bad situation at home. Can we talk about this on the phone? No, they would rather meet with you in person. But you know, like the whore that they turned us into. I jumped on that plane and left my father's bedside, which I regret to this day. And I went out and I sat with these people in this room. And if you can imagine a large circle of people, and I was 12 o'clock, the black dude. Yeah, Dave, we really liked the show, but the pilot episode was about me getting booed off stage at the Apollo. They go, but what are we going to do about it? I mean, there's not really any white people in it. So, well, it's about the Apollo. It's not really white. Well, we were thinking about the girl on the show. We didn't think she was that funny, not that good looking. I think we should recast her. Maybe, and they start using terms like universal appeal. Basically saying they want me to recast the girl with a white woman. I say, I don't think I can do this, and I quit. On the cover of Variety, Chappelle pulls the race card. The race card. And I get calls from Newsweek, 60 Minutes. Everybody, we want your story. Now I'm scared to death. I'm like Rosa Parks or something. I'm like, I'm not ready for this. I was just venting a little bit. And then, a few months later, Dad dies. And that's hard for a young dude in his life. That's a real tough loss. I was there when he died. And he went from being my father to what are we going to do with the body? Within moments, it was over. And I'm going through all this stuff, and this is the guy I would usually talk to, right? Dad. And I got to figure this out for myself. I don't want to figure this out for myself. I was beat down. I wasn't living right. You know what I mean? Like the weed thing was just bad habit at this point, and You know what I mean? All these, you know, chicken head girls you mess with when it comes with the territory. I'm just being real. Just being real. Just wasn't living right, man. I didn't feel good. And the stand-up stuff was just some angry stuff. It was just like I was kind of bottoming out. But when my dad died, because I've been commuting back and forth to Ohio so much, that's when I bought the farm, which I called the you Hollywood farm.
Did you stay in Yellow Springs for a while?
I live there to this day. I live there to this day. I'm raising my kids there. Look, man, at that point in your life, it's something so real in contrast to what Hollywood is, a very powerful illusion. And when your dad died, it kind of just broke the spell. Like, oh, this is bullshit. Look, I've been spending so much time doing this. What about my family? What about my friends? Wait, whatever happened to my friends? Damn, I don't even have any friends. Ugh. So I bounced, man. New Year's Eve, 1999, I moved into that farm, and that was it. As far as I was concerned, I was done with show business.
With Martin and you, that when you play white dudes, I can talk like that. Now don't make fun of me. That when you play white dudes, your speech is pitch perfect, which led me to realize that either one of you could, if you wished, speak that way all the time. In other words, is it a matter of choice?
Every black American is bilingual. All of them. We speak street vernacular and we speak job interview. There's a certain way I gotta speak to have access. If I'm sitting across the table from a studio exec, you know, sometimes they'll do it to me. Say, my man, what's happening? I'm so, hold up, no. And I gotta throw out them big words. I gotta let them know that my parents are probably smarter than your parents.
Yeah. And much better educated.
They're much better educated than your parents, but they may not have had the access that your parents have. But this is show business. I can climb that socio-economic ladder just off the merit of my skills. I can talk that shit. It's a God-given gift. So, you know, yeah, I speak in street vernacular because when I'm talking to an audience of people, I feel comfortable. It's like an extension. Really, crowds are like my friends. It's the most consistent part of my life since I was 14. But in certain situations, you know, I gotta...
I understand.
I got to use that job interview. Well,
I don't
Wait.
like that deal.
Can you see a time in your life ever when you won't be doing stand-up?
this past year, I did the least stand-up I've done since I started. 'Cause I was freaked out, man, with the fame thing and being called crazy and drug addict and all these things. Scared me. You know, being treated that way. Like I'm not a person anymore. You say this shit about me in front of my children, and you know, who the f*** do these people think they are? And they don't know what happened. You know, I have not spoken about what would make a person walk off the set of a successful show and go to Africa. But again, people don't understand it, so they call me crazy, and I don't like that.
What should they understand, Dave?
What should they understand? Well, I did 2 seasons, and it was very easy. Not very easy, but I didn't go to Africa. And then suddenly when I'm getting paid what they said was $50 million, I can't do it anymore.
Now let's think about this. You've heard them on their radios, on television, you've read their newspapers, you've even talked to them in your beer houses. What do they call us? They call us Anglo fools. They call you Anglo fools. And they've called all of us Biafrans. Are we Biafrans? They call us enemies in their house. That's not the truth. The truth is they stole our rights. You know that. They destroyed our wealth. Call us Cameroonians. We are Ambazonians. Ambazonia is not a dream, it's a reality. And let's talk to Ambazonia. Ambazonia, you were lost and abused. Now you are found. We have found you. We pledge our lives to set you free, forever free. We won't let you down. And this is our promise to you. Nobody can ever take this promise away, and we will not budge one step back. This really comes down to you and me. You have to join our pledge and play your part. It's my part and your part to make it. You and me will set it free, because freedom is the word. Don't let them lie to you. There's nothing else but freedom. Freedom is our right, and in that right is our liberty.